Health workers are worried over the increase in levels of lead found in blood samples collected from children under the age of 5 in Ashaiman, fetal line in Accra. Many of these children are at risk of brain damage as most health facilities are not adequately equipped to test for lead contamination. In the following report, pregnant and lactating mothers who are the most affected by the pollution continue to be exposed to these harmful chemicals as a result of the activities of scrap dealers in Ashaiman.
The pollution here is too much for me. I feel it is not safe for my baby. We are constantly inhaling the fumes and come into contact with lead quite frequently.
30-year-old Munira Malik is 7 months pregnant and has been living at Ashaiman fetal line community for 7 years. Despite her condition, she's forced to come into contact with all forms of pollution as a result of the activities of scrap dealers. Munira had never heard of lead pollution until recently. Lead from used car batteries, oil from engines, and burning of car tires are among the many toxic chemicals residents here in fetal line come into contact with daily. Like Munira, Sukaina Inusa is already fed up with the constant exposure to lead. She tells me her 9-month-old son always tries to consume the lead from used car batteries as they are often not disposed of properly.
Sometimes you wanted to eat some. I know that it's not good. So I always ask, even people are doing, I always tell them that they should go far to pour in the battery there because it can affect our children and ourselves. If they talk, some will understand, but others, they don't understand.
These young mothers both live in Ashaiman, a densely populated slum area located in the Greater Accra region. Many here are migrants who have settled down hoping for a better living outcome. However, many end up working as carriers and scrap dealers. The activities of the scrap dealers contributes to high levels of pollution in the area. A recent study by UNICEF and Pure Earth shows that 1 in 3 children around the world are lead poisoned. But in African countries like Ghana, where documentation is lacking, the numbers may be higher. Experts say lead pollution in Ghana has become a public health concern, and if the consequences goes unchecked, could have dire implications, especially on children, pregnant women and lactating mothers.
The accepted standard of amount of lead in children or people's blood should be below 5 micrograms per deciliter. But unfortunately in Ashaiman, some numbers were as high as 37 microgram per deciliter, which were exceptionally high. Overall, the enlarged area of the fetal line area recorded very high amount of lead in soil.
Childhood lead exposure is estimated to cost lower and middle income countries like Ghana almost $1 trillion due to lost economic potential of these children over their lifetime. But most health facilities are not adequately equipped to test for lead contamination.
To be honest with you, some of the conditions they bring are normally managed. But since these things are popping up, yes, there are information going on now. So doctors and prescribers are alert to be on the lookout for some of these symptoms when they come.
Sources of lead exposure in Ghana include paints, some cooking pots, informal recycling of used lead acid batteries, some local eyeliners known in local parlance as Koli or Kaji, among others. Experts are calling for a stronger implementation of environmental protection laws by stakeholders, including the Environmental Protection Agency, to minimize emissions from lead-based factories into the environment. Back at fetal line in Ashaiman, 30-year-old Zachary Idrisu, who has been in the scrap dealing business for over 5 years, now understands the dangers of his actions, but says he does not have an alternative source of livelihood.
I used to feel some heat in my body. Sometimes I will do some work and I will feel pain or itch in my eyes. A lot of pollutions are going on here, but We are scrapped there. That's our work. We don't know what to do.
Reporting for GHOne News, Nadima Omar Uthman.